We begin hour number 2 here on this overcast. It was a stormy night across central Alabama. Hope everybody made it through safely. A lot of conversation out there. We talked about Jamison Williams, the former Alabama wide receiver, now current wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. He is suing the NCAA, the university, well, not the University of Alabama or Ohio State, but he's suing the Big Ten and the SEC that Ohio State and Alabama is a part of because he is claiming that they continue to use his name, image, and likeness without him making any money. So he filed a lawsuit yesterday. So we'll see if that has any legs whatsoever. We also detailed a news story by On3 that is reporting that some data has come out that Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback at Texas Tech, who is taking a leave of absence from the Red Raider football team because he's seeking treatment in a gambling rehab center, that he had over 10,000 bets over the course of the last 4 years. So that continues to be.
Would you label that as habitual?
I guess technically you would say that.
Yeah, I'm not. And that's why when you got to be careful, though, in the context of what we're talking about, because 20 bets to someone who never bets, that 20 bets a day, that seems like a lot. But if it's $1 bets in that context and kind of in that realm, you're saying that's not out of the ordinary. That doesn't make him like Shannon Sharp brushing his teeth 100 times per day.
No,
eccentric.
To me, and I'm sure a psychologist out there that might be listening to the show could text us or call us and say that I am completely dead wrong, that is absolutely the definition of someone that has a problem. But to me, and knowing friends and people that participate in Prize Picks, Underdog Fantasy, DraftKings, FanDuel, other prediction markets or whatever, I mean, it's not that outlandish.
Well, it seems like he read the NCAA rule where it said the cumulative cannot be.
It's like $200.
Well,
like
how did
$200 you get in trouble?
Well, it was over 800. If it's grossly over 800, then that's where the penalty. Where do they decide that line is? And they don't say maybe it's greatly instead of grossly, but where's that line? Because it seems like with those little $1 incremental, $2 incremental bets that he was thinking, well, I can do this and I'll never reach that threshold.
I mean, based on the fact that he's done it 10,000 times, according to On3, then I think he easily went past unless he was doing like penny slots online.
Well, the fact that he's betting balls and strikes and $1 on a ball, $1 on a strike tells me that he was doing it to occupy time.
He was just bored.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't a habit.
I mean, like I said, I'm extremely conservative in almost all walks of my life, but I have a completely different attitude when it comes to that. Knowing the fact of people's 401ks, people playing the stock market, or you deciding you want to go spend $50 and you and your wife want to go to the movies. I don't go to the movies, but I'm not going to spend $50 to go to the movies. So how am I going to entertain myself? And I decide I want to play Prize Picks. Then guess what? I'm going to play Prize Picks. That's my entertainment dollar that I'm spending.
When we enter the office football pool at the beginning of every football season, I go in that not saying, oh, my gosh, I'm going to pay this money and hopefully I can parlay it because we really need it. I assume that money is never coming back and I am paying for entertainment.
Bingo.
I am paying to entertain myself weekly by picking games against the spread.
Unfortunately, I have the same
against
attitude like you do because basically I am providing an opportunity for Ryan Haney to subsidize his kids' college education.
But by the way, my wife is not doing without. Our power is still on at our house when I pay that $50.
But your internet's not.
We're not missing a bill. Well, it's back now.
A little inside joke.
Yeah. It was not a joke like late last week.
Had to work that in.
It was not. Thank God we had Braves TV. Could do it on the 5G. So first world.
Sorry. I did.
Yeah, I know.
I just slide that in.
You were trying to get me riled up.
I was getting there.
Hope they're listening.
Working on it. Bad weather last night, 2 to 3 inches of rain in central Alabama. And that's why I keep telling you, if you got a dangerous tree that's leaning over your house or maybe branches that are blocking your view, you need to call Golston Tree Service today, 205-337-4443. Golston's licensed pros. They're going to handle everything for you, that from trimming to pruning to full tree removals. It's fast, it's safe, it's affordable. Don't wait until the next storm causes damage. Call Golston Tree Service. Golston offers that 24-hour emergency tree service. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston Tree Service. That number, 205-337-4443.
The text line is open, 205-834-9450. First time we've been able to visit Jameson Williams, his suit, not only against the NCAA, also the Big Ten, the SEC. Who else am I naming or missing out on?
The janitor at his high school.
The janitor at his high school.
Yes.
The guy who works at Hibbett Sports.
Yes.
Everybody. This one coming in saying, please don't downplay Jameson Williams like he wasn't that guy at Bama. Conrad. I had Conrad. Besides Bryce, he was one of our best players offensively. Can't speak for Ohio State. No, I think and I will let Conrad speak for himself, but in that conversation, there were a lot of other really good wide receivers that.
Yeah, he was awesome, but he's not, I'm sorry, he's not Julio, Amari Cooper, Devontae Smith.
You're not being used like Reggie Bush was to promote USC when
No, and he was fantastic that year. Awesome player, no doubt about it. But you also are.
He was a great weapon. He was not the centerpiece.
No, that would be Bryce Young. But he was a great player. It has nothing to do with his performance on the field. He was excellent.
Bryce Young, they don't have the same attorney, do they?
I'm gonna guess not.
Remember, Bryce Young was already making $1 million coming out of high school.
Oh, well,
remember? That's what Nick Saban said.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Worth it.
We got that news when he was speaking to, what was the group? It was the high school?
Texas High School Coaches Association.
Yeah, it was after his freshman year. Yep.
Somebody asked the question, when does college football hit a breaking point? Every year, everything goes up. NIL, coaches' contracts, TV deals, tickets, parking, concessions. It has to give at some point. Yes, it does. When is that breaking point? Hope it's later rather than sooner, but there is also a small part of me that just go ahead and let's take our medicine. Let's reset, reconfigure. You got any other guesses? When do we hit a breaking point? Feels like we're hitting it. I felt like we were hitting it the last 2 years.
It seems like the bar is so low now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like almost on a daily basis with these lawsuits and everything else going on.
I don't know. I'm going to check this out. It's entertaining on the surface, this text, but I don't know if there's deeper meaning. If there is, then that could be, I don't want to read it. I'm going to make sure. We'll come back to that one. Everywhere you turn, gambling is being promoted. You can probably bet whether this quarterback will be suspended half the season or the whole season. Actually, you can, I think.
I have not seen it, but I guarantee you probably could find it.
You can find it from someone.
Yes.
At that place, where that guy used to go, guy that we know used to go get the stuff done.
Well, listen, you could probably log in now to Polymarket.
Or Kalshi.
Yeah.
They absolutely would have that.
Yeah, they would have that. I would probably more so than a DraftKings or FanDuel, I would think.
You can bet on the most minute detail of any facet of entertainment on those places, yes.
If Jameson Williams is successful, Chris Davis will break the bank for the greatest highlight in Iron Bowl history. Well, I think there's several. I mean, Van Tiffin, is he filing a suit for the kick in 85?
Has Isaiah Bond, has he posted anything about the Gravedigger play?
He gets nothing.
He gets nothing.
He gets nothing, and he'll like it. I'll take Jameson Williams over him every day.
Posey firing in. Yeah, we need to know if he was in the high roller room or playing the penny machines. Going back to Thorsby, I guess. And Ian and Trustful, you might be right. It's not going to reset. We're not going to hit the breaking point until we as college football fans stop watching.
Yeah, there's no indication that is anywhere close to happening.
I'm not threatening to stop watching. I'm not there yet.
Speaking of that quickly, I just saw this. It's pretty fascinating. So, some of the ACC games, or what did Brian call it? The
Ass Candy.
The Ass Candy Conference?
Yes.
That's what he called it? Okay. Some of their games on CW, here locally in Birmingham, it's on Channel 21.
Is Ass Candy, would that be the same as a term that we heard growing up, grab ass?
Not sure.
Okay, keep going.
But locally, you can see some of the offshoot ACC games on Channel 21, CW. CW's got a contract. They kind of took over for Raycom. Remember, Raycom used to have the rights to the ACC games.
Well, I mean, it's the ass candy conference.
There you go. Thank you, Brian. That's Brian Edwards talking about Florida State in particular. Seeing some interesting emojis on some text messages coming in from some of our listeners. FSU fans, by the way.
Oh.
Anyway,
They enjoy
ESPN has announced that you can now watch any CW sport that they are televising on the ESPN app.
That's nice.
So now, because CW, I think they're owned by Sinclair. I think. And so now they are getting into a partnership with ESPN, where if you have the ESPN.com app, that you can watch any sports that CW. Nexstar owns them. Okay, not Sinclair.
That's a majority. And then you got Warner Brothers that's got a little bit of a stake in it as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
I was mistaken because I thought it was Sinclair, but no, it's Nexstar.
What else are we finding on CW these days?
They used to have Live.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because I've never seen Live.
But I don't know if they still have them.
Let's see, the broadcasting schedule today. Later on tonight in primetime, you get Search and Seizure.
I'm talking sports. ESPN's not doing Search and Seizure.
Professional Bowlers Association.
There you go.
You got the NASCAR O'Reilly
That's a good
Auto
one.
Parts Series.
See?
WWE NXT.
That might be the tie-in right there.
Cool. I'm not going to watch any of that, but I'm glad that it's available.
Well, it gives you more options for your app. I mean, if you have ESPN, ESPN.com.
We got other movies, though, that they have. They got a Ronaldo movie, From Lisbon to Legend. Fascinating.
Until you said that, I had no idea he was from Lisbon.
We get another pandemic, I'll watch it.
Well, let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Hope I never see it.
The NCAA has initiated the final steps to expand the men's and women's NCAA basketball tournaments to 76 teams. The expansion, according to ESPN, is on track to be formalized in the upcoming weeks. The mid-May is the target for that to become official. The 76-team tournament would begin next year. So NCAA officials last week met with media partners for the men's tournament. The sides were in the final steps of their media contract. Now, we all know that ESPN, they own the exclusive rights to the women's tournament, while CBS Sports and TNT share the men's tournament. Despite more games being added, though, the expansion is not expected to be a financial windfall. You know, we keep hearing that, oh, yeah, more games, more inventory means more money. At the end of the day, the NCAA is adding 8 play-in games on Tuesday and Wednesday before the tournament begins on Thursday. Those play-in games are naturally among the least valuable of the whole package because the later the tournament goes, the more money it is worth to the advertisers.
It feels like this is more of a pacifier for the groups in the Power Four conferences that have said, "Hey, we need more representation. There are too many good teams that are getting left out of the 68-team field." But yeah, the cost not being the financial windfall that everybody would normally associate with this kind of move, but it will pay for the cost of travel and everything. So you're not losing money by doing this. I like it. You go from 8 games, you're going to 12, Pat. You got 24 teams. You're going to break it up in 2 sites. You got Dayton. You're going to do another one.
Probably out west.
You do it in Salt Lake. You could do it in Denver. Even if you wanted to go a little bit closer to the heart, you could go St. Louis. You could potentially go Kansas City if you didn't want to, do it all the way out there. But no, I think it's good. And I think a lot of your average college basketball fans that maybe on the surface, keep it the same. Most of you, you're not watching those first few games anyways. You're checking in when your bracket officially starts that Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday morning when we get action, we get tips.
I think it's a good appetizer.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed the first 4, especially when you have the 11 seeds playing as opposed to, let's just be honest, a SWAC team or somebody like that that's playing in the first 4. Now, the name Conrad is going away, so obviously no more first 4.
Yeah, it'll now be the first round.
Well, can you imagine the marketing company that made millions of dollars off that? Hey, I got a great idea.
Yeah.
I got a great idea for what you can call it.
From the creators of Week 0, we bring you the first round.
That is perfect.
Yeah. Kudos to them. They did a great job with that one. Very original. Very original. Hey, come watch a bunch of teams that are never going to win a national championship, but you're bored and it's Tuesday, so here you go.
Granddad, how did you make your money? Well, sit right there. It'll be real quick.
No kidding.
And Martin Newton, who's sitting over in Sanford right now, listening to our shows, he does each and every day, who is now the chairperson for the NCAA Men's Selection Committee.
More work for him.
More work for him. 76 teams now, as opposed to the
That'll be
68.
cool, though, because he'll get to say that'll be a fun trivia question. He will be the head chairman of the NCAA Tournament Committee
expanded.
the first year of the 76 teams.
That's big. That'll be good. So, text line is open, 205-834-9450. Phone lines are also open, 1-800-239-WJOX.
$11:19, three-man front here on this Wednesday. Appreciate Brian Edwards stopping by. Scott Hamilton's going to join us at the top of the hour. Always entertaining and a fun visit. And our buddy Ty Richardson from the great state of Arkansas at
You mean we got him off a golf course somewhere to join the show?
Got him off the golf course.
Wow.
He's training. He's going to be on the Corn Ferry pretty soon.
Good for him.
Yeah, hope it all works out. It's a tough business. How about our friends at Stark Exterminators? Stark Exterminators, they've been family-owned for over 62 years. That's who we trust for our pest inspections and our protection. That's what it means, is protecting your home. And that's what you're going to get from Stark. Whether you're trying to fight off the itchy mosquito bites or you need to set up preventative service, you can certainly trust them. Stark Exterminators, they're going to use the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available, and 100% of your satisfaction is guaranteed. So whether you're trying to fight off the mosquitoes, the ants, the stinging insects that don't belong on your family, and they certainly don't belong in your home, call our friends at Stark today for the free home or business pest inspection. 855-STARK now, or go to starkexterminators.com. One of their professional team members will come out to your home, your place of business, like they did my house, address any current issues, look for any down the road. Once again, 855-STARK now, or go to starkexterminators.com. When you do, always tell them Landrum from Jock sent you.
So this morning on Mac and Cube, Kalen DeBoer stopped by before he got on the links to play in the Regions Pro-Am. Here's Kalen DeBoer on how he felt about spring ball.
A lot of new faces. You could tell in the winter months that they were about the work, and that continued on. So you feel like there's a lot of promise in what it can be, because as much as we know we got a long way to go, we know that we have the right mindset, and it's been a good mesh of the guys that were in the program with the guys that have come in. And our guys, the reason I'm hearing that, the reason I say that is because our guys that I've met with here the last couple of weeks, they've echoed that, and they really appreciate whether it's the high school guys or the transfers that have come in, they're guys that they feel can make an impact and help us, fill the gaps on what we had, whether it was graduation or guys that left in the portal.
More Kalen DeBoer as he stopped by and talked with Mac and Cube this morning here on Jocks. This is what he had to say about the improvement on the defense year after year.
I think the defense did a really nice job last year. We didn't quite get as many takeaways. We were phenomenal the year before with the takeaways, but we were still good in the critical moments and the situations most of the year. And so you don't want to bend but don't and not break and have that mindset. But when that did happen, our guys and our mentality was in a spot where I think we're going to take that next step even in that area. And so I'm excited about what Coach Womack and the defensive staff, which has a lot of continuity, can continue to build, make sure that we're very efficient in what we incorporate, and making sure it's not too much, but it's enough to get you through the season.
Think about this. In year one under Kalen DeBoer, Kane Womack's defense was 7th in the SEC, 7th in the conference. Last year, they were 3rd. So as he says, you see that improvement in what Kane Womack, because when you don't have a running game and you have problems at times moving the football, you got to rely on that defense.
Well,
and
you
that's
think
what
about
happened last year.
When Kalen DeBoer took over and he's hiring his staff, and the biggest concerns, it was never the offensive side of the ball.
No.
It was Kane Womack. Wait. What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing here? You're getting the head coach south. I'm not so sure about this.
I mean, go from 7 to 3.
That's been the most consistent
in the conference. I mean, that's big.
They've had their games, but that's been the most consistent in the Kalen DeBoer era, has been the defense.
The number one question after the quarterback competition is the running game. What about the running backs? Well, Kalen DeBoer, more with Mac and Cube, he's high on the running backs.
Probably the best example would be back in 2017, Ronnie Rivers and Jordan Mims were 2 true freshmen that were our workhorses. Those 2 guys were true freshmen, and, they have a little bit of the makeup that I think some of our young guys do at EJ, and Trayshawn came in, did a nice job too, this spring. So I think you can learn the offense. I think it's probably more about, just adapting to the physicality. We haven't seen what that looks like with
Sure.
EJ. But you go off of what you've seen on film in high school and seeing him work out in the weight room and those early months in January and February, and he was very impressive. So
Yeah.
he, along with the rest of the running back group, have all, I think, continued to slowly raise their game here through the spring.
So I saw a post on social media yesterday from Crowell. Did you see that?
Yes. And I also saw where DeBoer this morning said that he is on track to be back by June and everything's looking good.
Okay, because based on Crowell's Twitter feed, X, whatever you want to call it, yesterday, he definitely gave the impression he's
Good to go.
He's good.
Yeah. So
So,
the expectation is he'll be healthy and ready to go.
I'm going to
by
decipher what I think the hidden message there with what Kalen DeBoer was saying. He didn't say. We've seen EJ. Have you not seen EJ? EJ's really good. We're not concerned. We don't need to see any more. We just need him healthy.
All right, so for those that may not have seen tape on him, and I'm going to refer to my partner here, because he has called his high school football games, and you called the state championship game. So for those that may not have seen the tape on him, is there a particular player that you could maybe compare, contrast, or just talk about what impressed you the most about him? And I understand this is a kid that he was not playing 7A football.
No,
which is the highest classification in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, and it was a blowout. They were playing an overmatched team in the title game. But still, when you see it, and it's kind of hard to
Is it
describe.
kind of like Derrick Henry against the type of people that Derrick Henry was going up against? I'm talking about just the physicality.
Yeah, or you get maybe on the defensive side of the ball, we've seen several guys where they have that closing speed, and it just stands out from everybody else that's on the field.
Sure.
Just for what they're doing. Whether it's his cuts, whether it's his field vision, the physicality he can avoid. He doesn't certainly mind contact out of the backfield. He just looks like a complete player.
And right now, with even him being, because he reclassified, right? Isn't that correct? Am I wrong there?
Yeah, I think that was that right?
I think, was that Cedarian Morgan that reclassified?
Oh, that would have been Morgan.
I think
okay.
it was Cedarian Morgan.
Okay.
Was it?
I think so.
And we've heard multiple people say that Crowell, his physical attributes currently.
His burst, just.
Well, I mean, but he looks like he's like already a sophomore.
Oh, yeah. He's already got an SEC body.
Okay.
You got an SEC body. You want to take it further, NFL with that body. Yes. Very impressive.
He did reclassify.
Physically.
You're correct.
Okay, he did. Okay.
Mhm.
It's hard to keep up these days.
No, you're right. But did Morgan reclassify or did he?
That's what I'm trying to look at. I think they both did.
Okay.
But I'm trying to look at that. But yeah, EJ Crowell did.
Okay. So that's why a lot of people around that Alabama football program, and they were not going to rush him during spring practice to try to get him out there. That he's in the meeting rooms, he's looking at film, he's going through the workouts.
Just think about it. He's 5'11", 6 feet tall, and he's 225 pounds of muscle, and can move like that and run like that. He runs like he's 195 pounds.
Good comps, good measurables.
Pretty good. Just you go turn on the tape. That translates.
No,
anywhere.
No, you're absolutely right.
But they're still going to have to block for him.
Well, that's the other
Goodness
deal.
gracious.
I mean, if the offensive line,
Well, good thing they have a big burly center.
define burly again. I know different people define burly in different categories. If Conrad's having a problem defining burly, I think Conrad is just
burly. When
us.
I think burly, I think John Goodman and Roseanne.
Okay. Before he lost all the weight.
Yes.
Yeah, that wouldn't count here.
Are you saying that he is a small stature? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying there was a picture from the weekend at Talladega that you're like, oh, who's that fella? Oh, that's the center for Alabama. Oh. But in his defense, Parker Brailsford was also undersized, and Parker Brailsford is now playing in the NFL. So
yeah.
I hopefully that is the same case with Del Gotti, but yeah, he's a little undersized for what you would expect in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Burly.
Define that.
Someone, this is great, but going back to what Brian Edwards, what was his phrase for the ACC?
Was it Ask Candy Conference?
Yeah. Somebody's asking, what's the difference in that and Candy Ass?
Probably just because.
I mean, it's the Ass Candy Conference.
There you go. You need to put that on the button bar. That's going to be.
Right next to length and girth.
Yes.
Into a.
Hey, was it President Trump last night? He was talking to King Charles. I got to get used to saying that. All these years it was Prince. He was talking to King Charles about one of the new quarterbacks for the Atlanta Falcons. This was last night after the King gave his remarks, and he was talking about American football, and this was Donald Trump talking about the new backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Wait, did you just say backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that not the case?
Well, we don't have the Michael Penix button on here, so sorry.
We got people that are on that staff. Well, we have one that we know.
Yeah.
And he has said nothing about Tua.
Y'all just be ready.
Were you pretty excited that he mentioned that during the King's cocktail party last night?
I'd like him to fly under the radar. I like this.
That
No
tells me
expectations.
we're definitely getting an NFL team in London.
Yes. That was part of the deal. I think that's what I was heard. It was going on behind the scenes.
He wanted Tua to be the quarterback of
They
the
were
London
they
team.
were
He wouldn't know
negotiating
the difference.
the NFL team. Do you know who else was there last night? And I'm sure he's going to catch some beef. He was there at that big, whatever, that dinner, the state dinner, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Rory McIlroy.
Oh.
No.
Now, again, Rory is from Northern Ireland. And if you know your history and your politics, Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom. He's not from Dublin. That is from Ireland. A little bit of difference there. I would know.
You would.
But Rory shows up to kiss the ring of the king.
Does Rory, you think he owns a kilt?
For Northern Ireland?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I learned to stay in my lane on this just after a passive comment to you one day, having some fun. I had that guy from across the pond that reached out. I had to apologize. It's still going on over there in some parts.
You better believe it.
Woo.
Yeah,
Why can't you people just get along?
you people.
Yes. Talking to you, Pat.
I know you're talking to. All right, more three-man front. We'll get to your text messages next.
11:35 here on Three Man Front. Got a special treat coming up for our buddy Conrad Van Order in just a moment, but it's lunchtime. I want to tell you about our friends at Crafts, the newest location right there on Highway 280 in Mountain Brook. It's near the Hollywood Boulevard exit. If you're coming into Birmingham, Crafts started by Alabamians, made by Alabamans, working hard every single day. It's not only the world famous fried chicken that they have, but it's also the chicken bites, the made from scratch sauces. But this is not just chicken in a box. This isn't another chicken franchise. You go through the drive-through and you get your chicken and you get either your tater wedges and your fries, and it's just a big old box of grease. No, that's not what Crafts is. They make everything from scratch. They have the delicious chicken, as I mentioned. You can also go with the chicken bites. You want to go grilled chicken. How about a cool wrap? They got options for those. A nice fresh salad. Got different ways you can go there. The handhelds, they even got a burger. They got the stick-to-your-rib sides. They're making homemade squash casserole. I guarantee you those other franchises aren't doing that. And they're supporting the great state of Alabama. Just something to keep in mind. And don't forget about the frozen cocktails out on the patio. You can enjoy that at the beautiful new location of Crafts, Highway 280. Don't forget about breakfast to the drive-thru. In the mornings, they got catering options as well. So if you're catering your next team event, your church, your school, your office, you can certainly do it at Crafts. Find people that make a fine product. CraftsBHM.com. Check them out in Mountain Brook, also there in Crestline Village, or downtown on 7th Avenue South.
So, as you know, I subscribe to the Irish Times.
Of course.
That's one of the publications that I subscribe to, so I can.
Do you go with that one first? Do you read that one first?
Yes, that's my go-to in the morning. Is the Irish Times, and then the St. Louis Post-Dispatch,
okay.
and then go from there. So you imagine my surprise when I went to my mailbox yesterday to get the mail, and I got my latest edition of Boston Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you know, Boston is a heavy, concentrated Irish community.
Right.
And so I subscribe to Boston Magazine.
Yeah.
And so imagine my surprise when on the cover of Boston Magazine, they have a list of the 150 most influential Bostonians for 2026. I said, okay, this is cool. I'm going to flip through the list. I'm going to see what's going on here.
Was Cora on there?
The cover.
Mark Wahlberg.
Nope. Not Mark Wahlberg. Nope, not Alex Cora.
Ben
Nope.
Affleck.
Nope, not Ben Affleck.
Jack Hughes.
Nope, not Matt Damon. Nope. You want to keep going? It was a tie. These two individuals was listed as the top of the list of the most influential Bostonian for 2026.
Johnny Damon and Kevin McHale.
Well, actually, it was one of the two people that was on the cover of the magazine. He was actually listed as the most influential Bostonian, and then a guy that he works with was also in the picture.
Oh, Alex Cora.
No, it's not Alex Cora.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel was named the most influential Bostonian by Boston Magazine.
A lot of influence.
Yeah. Well deserved.
He has proven to be quite influential from what I've learned.
The other individual that was on the cover of my Boston Magazine was quarterback Drake May.
Nah.
Could have been you,
He
Matt.
hasn't made a lot of headlines lately.
No. Vrabel, who coached the Titans from 2018 through 23, led New England to a 14-3 record and a Super Bowl berth in his first season. The magazine said the pair gave Boston joy after a winter of heavy snowfall and back-to-back 4-13 season. So a lot of people started asking the question. I'll show you, Landrum, the picture. It's a very odd picture. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For you folks on YouTube, there you go. Take a gander. That's what it looks like. Okay. So Front Office Sports wanted to ask the question, did these two guys get into a studio and take this picture together? You know, because you got Vrabel's got his hand on Drake May's shoulder. I mean, it kind of looks a bit odd.
It does.
So they sent a list of questions to Boston Magazine. They say, were Mike Vrabel and Drake May photographed together? From our vantage point, it looks like this might have been photoshopped. That was the question that Front Office Sports asked Boston Magazine. The magazine, no, the image is an original illustration. It is not a photograph. So in other words, it's not photoshopped. It's an illustration. Next question. When was the decision made to run this cover? Boston Magazine. As part of our regular production schedule, the cover and artwork were decided more than a month ago. So this was before the Rossini situation came to head. Next question from Front Office Sports to Boston Magazine. Was there any consideration about pulling or delaying this cover story in light of the recent events? Magazine's response: no. The list considers the most powerful and influential people across our region. It is not an endorsement. So it's about your power.
By the way, I
It's
don't
not an
blame
endorsement.
you. Leave him on the cover. You're going to sell more copies.
I was about to say, how many people are going to buy that as a joke now? It's a great move by them.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's Vrabel and one of his kids. Yeah, it'd be funny to some.
And I know, Landrum, and I'll bring it so you can read it. The other highlighted articles in this month's Boston Magazine, Cold Case gets its reckoning. That's on page 15.
All right.
Also, Holding the Line, one neighborhood's fight for its soul. It's another big story there in Boston.
I want to hear more about that one.
And also, just in case, and again, Boston is really close to P-Town. And we know that obviously a lot of our listeners are thinking about vacationing up in P-Town.
When I think about Boston, I think about a Clydesdale horse. I think about a bald eagle sitting on Paul Revere's shoulder as he's holding the American flag on the back of that horse.
Okay. One of the other stories is the inside Boston's real estate boom. There's a real estate boom going on right now in Boston. So
Jordan, I think she capitalized on some of that early on, didn't she?
I think you're right. See, how great would it be if it's one of those, because a lot of times when they do these influential things, they'll interview somebody to speak on why somebody is so influential or why, so-and-so won an award, and it'll be one of their peers talking about how impactful they are. And if you had that, and Diana Rossini was the advocate for Mike Vrabel and his honor.
You think the NFL knew that this was going on?
So, Molly, you give us your opinion on the picture
It's all
itself.
scripted. This is part of the script, Landry.
They say this is an illustration. This is not a picture. This is not Photoshop. This
So that
is
means
an
somebody drew it.
illustration.
It's a really good illustration then.
Somebody drew that.
I would have thought it was a photo that they took.
But
Is
see,
it AI?
But see, to me, Vrabel does not look like Vrabel.
Yeah, I guess yeah. But that looks like Drake May.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
definitely looks like Drake, but Vrabel, I don't know. Now, Diana
His
Rossini.
eyes look weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
Diana Rossini would like this picture of Vrabel. Makes Vrabel look at least 15 years younger.
Now, the Drake May drawing is great, but yeah, Vrabel's a little off.
No, they got the Drake May. I don't know. You know who he reminds me of? And you would know this.
Turn it.
You know who that picture reminds me of?
Diego Pavia.
If you look at it real quick,
Diego Pavia.
and if you put big ears on him, Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine.
There it is.
Do you see it now?
Yeah. Do you see the squint? Diego Pavia is an older man. No, just squint real quick.
Maybe. I don't
It's
know.
the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair. Put a couple of earrings in there and drop an expletive, and you got it.
But I'll bring you the magazine.
Please do.
I know you want to read some.
Will you
about
sign it?
Why would I sign it?
Oh, I was thinking. Sorry, Dublin Times. I do
It's
want.
the Irish Times.
I thought we had Dublin Times too.
It's the Irish Times. That's based in Dublin. There's where the confusion
I
is.
just want it for the crosswords.
It's like New Mexico State. You get it confused. I understand that. I
Las
accept
Cruces.
it.
I don't.
I know, but this is your New Mexico State.
Yeah. It used to be my Devin Hester, my Jacob Hester.
I could see that.
Not really. Not the same at all.
Oh, the rabbit holes.
They
we
both
go
played
down.
football.
I did.
There's your
They
there's your
did.
example.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you don't need to be confused about, and that's Abide Roofing at 205-577-7338. If you're a homeowner or business owner in Central Alabama, now's the time. You need to call Travis Lloyd, his local roofing team, for that free, no-obligation roof inspection, because last night and probably tonight, the day after, it's going to be a prime example of why you need to make sure that you do not have loose shingles on top of your house. And if you do have some areas of concern, well, they're going to point them out to you, and they're going to give you a plan of what they can do to fix that problem. And if it's a bigger problem like I had, they can deal with your insurance company, because they're the insurance claim masters there at Abide Roofing. See Abide signs all over Birmingham, where you're taking advantage of calling Travis and getting the peace of mind of, hey, everything's cool on your roof, but if you do have a problem, they can take care of it. Give them a call, 205-577-7338, or just simply go to their website for more detailed information at abideroof.com. I trusted them, never been more pleased with something that I did at my house than calling Abide Roofing and getting them to give me that brand new roof. That's Abide Roofing, 205-577-7338.
Posey with a great text. Going back to that Boston Magazine cover, Pat, he said, what if you could fold the magazine and it actually formed a picture of Diana Rossini?
That would be an all-timer. Can you imagine? Think about this, the collectors.
Yeah.
Just like the gnome in Augusta.
Yeah, you got the Vrabel Rossini edition.
Yeah. You fold it and it's Diana Rossini.
You fold it and it's Diana Rossini. It's amazing.
That's good.
You think the NFL knew? I find it hard to believe that they don't. As extensive as their backgrounds and
Their
everything
investigations,
else.
private investigators.
At least one person knew.
Somebody knew. For sure. We got Scott Hamilton coming down the top of the hour. A lot of your entertaining texts. We'll get to those as well, and a little bit more college football news. 3-man front on a Wednesday, right here on Jocks. 3-man front as we roll on this Wednesday. Speaking of rolling on, as you're traveling about, whether it's this spring, whether it's this summer, practices, travel ball tournaments, vacation, hopefully for most of us. Well, if you're here in the Birmingham metro area, but quite frankly, if you're anywhere in the state of Alabama, you've ever dealt with the garage in Pelham, you know that they take care of you. That's why they have repeated customers that were once here in the Birmingham metro that continue to bring their automobiles to be serviced by our friends there at the garage. Bob is the owner, all about giving back to the community. He sponsors local schools and different charities. These are just first and foremost just wonderful people, but they do great work, and that's why their reviews are top notch, because they take care of their customers. They can do everything from oil changes. You can get an engine replacement. Heaven forbid you need one of those, but any little thing that you're thinking that could be wrong, whether it's preventative maintenance or like me, you've got an older vehicle that you've actually taken pretty good care of, but it slowly just starts to fall apart in different areas, right? Well, the garage in Pelham, they're there for you. 5 stars across the board. Go ahead and get that air conditioning checkup now. They got the $40 off coupon at the website, thegarageinpelham.com. Take them up on that. You don't want to be without AC during this stifling heat we're going to be having pretty soon. Thegarageinpelham.com. Tell Bob, Richie, and Robert that Landrum from Jock sent you.
So the Stallions are on the road this week. They're in Orlando, where new quarterback for the Stallions. He'll be returning home.
Hey, Matt.
He was a backup just a couple weeks ago. But UFL viewership is up 3% at the midpoint of the regular season on television. That is through week 5 games across Fox, ABC, ESPN, FS1, and the NFL Network. They're averaging 631,000 viewers every time the UFL kicks off. At the same point last season, the UFL was averaging 611,000 viewers per game across Fox, ABC, ESPN, and FS1. So that's an increase of almost 20,000 more viewers per game on average this season as compared to last year. Now, games across ESPN, ABC, the NFL Network are averaging 670,000 viewers. That is up 11% through week 5 last season. ESPN has attracted 7 of the 10 best game audiences to date, including a season-high 1 million people tuned in to the Birmingham Stallions St. Louis Battlehawks game in week 3. Remember that one? That was an exciting second half. Unfortunately, the Stallions could not hold on, and they lost that game. But that is the largest watched UFL game so far this season at over 1 million people nationwide. Fox Sports games are averaging about 25,000 less than ESPN and ABC games. Roughly around 636,000 people are watching that, and that is up slightly above the gains from last year. So if you're Rapoli and you're taking a look at this, he's moving them to smaller venues. We told you about the attendance at the first part of the week, where they are playing in smaller venues. So if you're only averaging 5,000 in Dallas, but you're playing an 11,000 seat venue, obviously it's 45% filled. So that looks better than playing in a big cavernous stadium.
But I'm guessing you're cutting costs too.
Yeah, you're cutting costs, and probably the rent is less than what it would be in a bigger stadium. But the television ratings, which that's where you're selling your advertising, the television partners have to be happy because all data metrics as of through week 5 are up from last year. So if you're Rapoli, there you go. There's your positive spin on what's going on.
Well, and to be fair, does this continue? That's my question. Now that we're at the midway point, based on how many of those viewers are coming back, they're going to try it again for another game. But I also think that maybe having the infusion of some of the new franchises in different parts of the city, like your Louisville or of the country,
Louisville and Columbus.
Yeah, you're garnering some more of those eyeballs that maybe you weren't getting the last couple of seasons. But the increase, that does actually surprise me. I would have thought that it would have been same or a little bit of a dip.
Well, it was interesting because last year, as you were watching the attendance figures, the viewership numbers each and every week, they were closer to 1 million on multiple games, whereas this year the high watermark is 1 million. But it seems like that they've been able to settle into a nice happy spot around 650 to 675,000 people nationwide. And with this time of the year, unless it's a major sporting event like the Masters or Talladega, a big race like that. That's a solid number.
They knew going into this, they didn't want the whole pie. They just wanted a part of the pie.
Sure.
And they saw a need and a void in the sports calendar where you could put this in and you could go and sell it, and they've been able to do it. And so for Mike Rapoli, who's invested in the league, he's got to be happy right now.
Mm-hmm. Has to be. No doubt about it. Coming up next on Three Man Front from one of our sister stations across this great company of ours, Cumulus Media, in Columbia, South Carolina, 107.5 The Game. Scott Hamilton, also longtime columnist in the Carolinas, also launched a new podcast with our good friend Ronnie Sanders from Auburn Undercover, Back Porch Sports. We'll talk to him about a myriad of topics. That's next on Three Man Front.